So, I love a favourites video, but I sometimes feel like I don't like watching them and I don't know what's going to come next. Like, I like it to be concise, I like it to be to the point, and I want to know what to expect a little bit in terms of structure. So, I've decided to start a favourite series. I'm not sure if it's going to be every month or every season yet, but it's called Beloved. Basically, I just wanted to share what I've been enjoying recently. I'm quite bad at sharing stuff on Instagram and elsewhere in the world. I'm quite good at it on my blog, but on YouTube and Instagram, I've become quite bad. So I thought, you know what, let's kick it together with a new series that will kind of, you know, boot me. What are we thinking of this hair? I feel very 2015 me and I'm actually not mad about it. Right, enough of this. So welcome to the first episode of Beloved. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm buzzing to share with you some of my favourites. This will come hopefully next episode with some actual like structure of like graphics and stuff. But right now, I'm trying not to burn out. So I'm really sorry it's not going to be as perfected as I envision it right now. So we start with what I wore, and I'm going to include in that skincare, makeup, hair care if there's a hair care thing, and of course what I wore the most of my body. I'm just talking about November in this episode, but it might be like more seasonal. We shall see. In the attempt to keep it concise, I've actually made a list on my phone. Okay, so let's start with what I wore on my face, specifically my skincare. I have to tell you about this product. I love it so much. It's Herbivore Bakuchiol. I still haven't learned how to pronounce it, which I was kindly gifted last week, and I've been using it for, a week and a half or so now. It's amazing. So it's got PHAs in it, which are like the more sensitive version of AHAs and BHAs for exfoliating. And so it's like they call it a retinol alternative smoothing serum. I have never tried retinol. I have kind of told myself to steer away from it until I'm in my like late 20s, just because I don't want to overdo it with skincare. I want to age gracefully, and I really feel like if I mess it up now, that's gonna have a huge impact later on. So I've avoided retinols. I can't tell you if this is anything like retinol. However, it is a light exfoliator, a chemical exfoliator, and so far I have seen such good results. It comes with a little piece of paper which tells you about the product, and I wrote more about the actual product itself in the Instagram post I did on it because I like it that much. I posted about it on Instagram as well. It just made my skin feel smoother from the first use, and it keeps making my skin feel smoother. I'm currently using it every day at the end of the day as like part of my night routine. I don't know if you should use it every day, but it feels very, very gentle. But yeah, I'm just a big fan. What I wore on my hair. So this is another brand I find hard to pronounce, Briogeo. That's going to be said in a really nice French way, but I don't know it. The Scalp Revival Charcoal and Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Shampoo. Now this stuff, I just needed it in my life for about a year now, and now I have it, I feel very good. I was using the IGK scalp scrub, and it's in a tube, so it doesn't squeeze out properly because it's got walnut kernel in it. And so I had to cut the top open and like pour it onto my hand. It was not happening. It didn't like mix properly, which is such a shame because it was such a good scrub otherwise. But now I've been highly recommended this one. I've tried it a couple of times. I really like it. I'm seeing results. My hair feels cleaner. My scalp feels cleaner. It feels less oily and less flaky. I have like oil and flake. I just don't know. My scalp just doesn't like me very much. It's in my genes. It's a family thing. But yeah, would really recommend this. Also, I'll show you the inside. It's getting a bit dirty because it's obviously charcoal based. It smells like mint. It smells like chocolate mint. Oh, it's just good. It smells lovely, but it doesn't overly mint your head. You know, sometimes you have a product that's got mint in it. Oh, sorry about that. That was my postman. What I was saying about this Scalp Revival scrub is that it doesn't overly mint your head, so that every time the hot water goes on it, all you can feel is like this acid cold. It's good. I would really recommend it if you have the similar scalp problems to me. Oh, sorry, I just got up and down again, a bit out of breath. On the topic of hair, an oldie but a goodie, I've nearly finished this Way Texturizing Spray. It's a banger if you're looking for a cheaper version of the All Bay Dry Texturizing Spray, which is like the creme de la creme of all hair texturizing products. This guy comes a very close second for me, along with the Sam McKnight Cool Girl Spray. But this one is, I think, the most affordable, lasts a good while as well. Yeah, I'm nearly at the end of it. Love it. Use it every day. Keeps my hair in check. So those are the things I put on my skin and my hair. Let me show you what makeup I've been destroying. I've never spoken about this mascara before, and I don't know why, because it's actually really, really good. I've been using it for 3 or 4 months now. It is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. And I don't know, I don't really like lengthening mascaras because I'm very lucky, I have quite long lashes, but I do want volume. I always need volume, and I want curl and curl holding. This holds a damn curl. Can you see how fluffy that brush is? Normally I used to go for plastic applicators, but this, with a bushy, like full of thing brush, is actually really, really good. Full of fibres, there we go. Yeah, I've had really good results from it. The fallout is minimal. I would say if I don't powder this part of my eye, then good luck to me. But in general, there isn't too much flaking. And that's really important because I am a flaky girl due to the length of the lash and my eyes being quite sunken in. It just hits. Like if I look up, my lashes are just constantly hitting my brow bone. Anyway, so highly, highly recommend this guy. Do you know what? I don't think I've tried a Marc Jacobs product that I didn't like. Moving on to another ride or die brand that I love. Glossier released the Brow Slick. Is that what it's called? The Brow Flick? The Brow Flick, I think. Yes, the Brow Flick. And it's got one of the fun shaky things in it, but it's like a pen for your brows. Let me try and get this a bit closer. You see how fine it is? Kind of like a really fine liquid eyeliner. I got the colour brown. It helps me fill out the brow when I'm just using boy brow, because boy brow can sometimes leave my brows a little bit sparse looking, or like not as done if I'm wearing like my full face. So today I've got a full face of makeup on, and then I've used Brow Flick and boy brow, and I think it's a really good combo for not overdoing my brows, if you know what I mean. I tend to find that when I first apply it, it comes out quite strong, and so I pat straight on with my finger just to like neutralize it slightly, and it kind of fades it a bit. So I'd imagine it would actually be really good for freckles as well if you want to draw on freckles. That's all I've got to say about it. It's been really good for me. Let's talk about what I've been wearing. Now, if you've been anywhere near anything I've made in the past 2 months, you will have seen this jumper. I'm sure I wore it in probably my last 2 videos. I can't really show you very well, but it's got this kind of funnel neck, like a thin funnel neck. It's from Arcat. It's this, oh, sorry, it smells of all, actually it smells of curries because I made a curry in it last. It smells of like curries stir fries on my perfume, so that's nice. But it's this lovely cozy jumper. I think it's like part alpaca wool. Let me check. Yes, part alpaca merino wool, so it's very fancy for me. I just love it. The colour is this perfect neutral beige. I'm trying to stop wearing so much beige. Let's not talk about it right now. But it's a neutral beige, so it goes with my warm beiges and my cool beiges. I know I sound like a dickhead saying this. But yeah, I really, really love it. It's so cozy, so soft, lovely and oversized. It looks so good with necklaces as well. Like with these guys hanging over it, it just looks so cute. I want to make sure that when I'm doing Beloved that I'm showing you not only new products, but actually products that I've been using for a long time, or products I've been wearing from last year or the year before, like clothing and beauty and skincare and makeup is all evergreen. So let me show you some jeans I've had for a little while. These are the Levi 501 cropped in, I actually don't know what colour it is. But, oh, I just love seeing the Levi badge and the Levi premium thing in here. It's just so nice. They look like this, and they've got a kind of 4 or 5 button, what's this called? If only I knew the anatomy of clothes. You do it up with 4 or 5 buttons, and then the legs are this kind of not wide, not thin, like tapered leg with a fold up at the end, which I keep folded up. You can unfold it, but for me, I like it. It looks cute. I was kindly sent these by Levi actually. They fit me in a very different way than they fit the models, and I actually prefer the fit on me, which is so rare. They really make my bum look lovely. They make my legs look lovely. They're just like a perfect casual jean. I look like I'm straight out of the 80s. And I love that. So let's move on. I think now, as I'm holding it, would be a good time to talk about what I ate. And what I ate a lot, or drank in this case, is green tea with jasmine. I have really been trying to cut down my coffee intake this month. I think it was what might have been triggering some of my stomach upset. And sure enough, I think I might be right. I think it exacerbates if there are any possible symptoms. It will kind of kick them into gear, and that's a real shame. So I've been really trying to avoid it. I think I've only really had it once a week, and instead I've been drinking green tea with jasmine. It's just, I'll show you, the Twinings, like classic. I'm sure this is like really insulting to proper tea drinkers. Why would you drink this instead of like having fresh loose leaf tea? Same way coffee connoisseurs are. But it's doing me fine for now. It lasts well. It's cheap, And yeah, having a cup or two a day, it's just really nice. It reminds me of when I used to live at home, because I used to drink tea all the time, like in 2013, 14, 15. By living at home, I lived like half at uni, half at home. I should clarify. But when I was at uni, I only drank normal tea. Yeah, it just makes me feel good. Let's talk about what I've watched. The Crown season 3 is all I want to talk about. I am nearly at the end. I think I've got 2 or 3 episodes to go. I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. I've seen some haters on Twitter being like, oh, it was rubbish, so boring. But I've actually thought it was like the most intense, interesting, like really well like made and like acted TV show I've seen in ages. I've loved The Crown for a long time. And I also like that it doesn't show the royals in the most positive light, because I'm not a royalist, I'm not a Republican, I'm just like kind of, we'll see what happens. Like, I don't really care. But I do want it to be an honest portrayal, or as far as you can go to honest when you don't know them yourselves. And I think The Crown's done a really good job of doing that. Now, what have I been listening to? I'm going to talk about, I think, 2 albums and a podcast, keep it concise. It's so hard with music. I listen to so much music. But let's start with Magdalene by Fka Twigs. I've only listened to this album a couple of times because it came out 2 weeks ago, maybe. But I love Holy Terrain, the like kind of lead single, more than anything. I love it. I just think it's amazing. And there's a couple of other songs on there that I'm enjoying, but like nothing like, it's an experience. You have to be in the mood and in the zone to listen to an Fka Twigs album, I think. Whereas there's some singles you can just put in playlists and you'll listen to over and over again. And it means I've gone back into her discography as well. And I found Video Girl and 2 Weeks and all these songs I loved back in like 2014, 2015. So I'm really, really glad that it's got me back into her discography. The second album I've been absolutely obsessed with is Songs for You by Tinashe. Oh, Tinashe's back. I watched her Instagram where she was crying. She was like, thank you so much for the support. I didn't think I'd have this much when I came back as an independent artist. And it warmed my fucking heart. I've followed Tinashe since she released... What is the mixtape before Aquarius? Let me have a look on the line. I think I found her at Blackwater. So I discovered Tinashe when she released Blackwater, and then I went back through her mixtapes and then forward to, I think it's called Amethyst? No, it's called Aquarius. Oops. And yeah, I love her. I think she's amazing, and I was so disappointed in what her label was doing with pushing her towards pop, like pop music, when she's like R&B pop. She always will be. I just think she's wonderful, so I'm so thrilled she's back with Songs for You. It's a great project. I'll link it below. I'll link everything I mentioned below, but specifically, look at the music. In terms of podcasts, I don't know if I've mentioned this podcast on YouTube before, and I think I should, because I listen to it nearly every day. It's called Today in Focus. It's by The Guardian, and I've been listening to it every day for about 3 months maybe now. Maybe 4. Maybe since summer. I've been listening to it a lot. And it just kind of gives me the background and an update on what's in the news that week. And I find that very, very helpful because I don't read the news really, but I do like to be informed. And actually, even though it's coming from The Guardian, so it obviously has some level of like left bias, it does portray itself as neutrally, like it really is like journalism. Like they're not trying to like weight one side or shove their opinions down people's throats. I really do enjoy it. I've listened to so many podcast episodes this year. It's actually come up as like one of my most listened to things on my Spotify and Wrapped, which is so funny. What I've read. So I'm gonna come out and say now, I'm making a video of 20 goals for 2020. And one of those things is to read more, because I've only read 1 book so far this year. I've read 1 book this year, and that was called Gut, and that's all about gut health, which I'm sure you can understand why I've been reading that. But then also, I started in January Becoming by Michelle Obama, and I've made it my mission to finish it before the end of the year, because I've been really bad. I can't tell you, really bad with reading. I'm this far in, so I've still got like half to go. I'm nearly at the picture bit, ooh, but I'm loving it. I'm actually so into it. I find Michelle so inspiring. I've learned a lot about Chicago geography since I've been reading it. But yeah, it's just such a wonderful autobiography, and it's big, like it's hefty. We're only at, they've just moved in, Barack and Michelle, at this point in time. So like there's a lot more to go. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far, and I'm excited to finish it. Let me know if you got any book recommendations for the new year, because I'm going to make a list. And I've got a Goodreads. I'll link it below. It's got a lot of my uni reading on it, which is not great. and my like study reading, but I'm gonna pick it back up and try and use my Goodreads. And my final one is what I've experienced that I've loved, that is beloved to me. I don't know, I can't really make beloved work in the sentence, but I'll try. I think it's nice to mention like some highlights of your month or your season or what you've done that's really brought joy to you. And for me, I'm going to mention 2 specific things. One of them was Winter in the City last week, where I went to Birmingham to what I think is probably my last Summer in the City event, because like, for many reasons. Yeah, I think it was really nice to see a social in the city, that's what it's called now, that's evolved, but it definitely made me realise that my audience isn't really there anymore. The people I meet are so lovely, but I think we could meet in other environments that would maybe allow for more time and be more helpful and like actually produce a better experience for everyone. So that's been an interesting realisation. But amongst all of those other feelings, I spent some absolutely amazing time with Melanie Murphy, who's one of my favourite creators, Callum McSwiggan, Rowley and Gasha, I don't actually know how to say your name, I'm so sorry, and Hannah, obviously Hannah Witten, and Jessie B, actually, Mel's sister, and it's just been so lovely to spend more time with them that I think like the amount of time you get to spend with friends is so nice at those events. So it's been bittersweet. And then the second thing that I've done this month that's just been amazing was I saw Banks live. It was the best live show I've seen this year. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Yeah, I saw Drake this year, so I can't actually say that. It's between Drake, Charlie XCX and Banks. They were the best shows in terms of production quality, in terms of audience, in terms of like everything, the performance itself, like they were just so good. But Banks was amazing this month. Banks, I cried, Aviva cried. It was just a big experience for us both. Anyway, those are my favourites of the month for Beloved. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the new format. I'm, as I said before, hoping that it will be built out a bit more, feel a bit more like a format and a series next time. But I'm just trying to do the most I can right now, and I'm sorry it's not perfect, but if I put that pressure on, I'm not going to make anything. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me know your favourites of November in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.